It is morning, day 3 of our backpacking trek on the Appalachian Trail, and it is about probably 10 to 6 right now. Got up at 5:40, set the alarm for 5:30. One snooze button hit. I mean, you know, what do you expect here? And yeah, so we start off with a trek just a little over 3K to an access point, and we've pre-arranged to drop off our gear to a guy there who's then going to drive our gear to our vehicle, which is parked at another access point almost at the end of the trek. So that way we can make better time because we have 24K to go. It's 20 right to Cape Gaspé at the very tip of the Gaspé Peninsula, which is supposed to be freaking absolutely epic. There's a chance we see whales, there's cliffs, it's incredibly beautiful. And then we have to kind of double back and take a bit of a side trail and do an additional 4K to get to our vehicle. Anyway, so yeah, the plan is basically just to eat this morning, get an early start, pack up and get out of here. So that's what we're in the process of doing, and we should start putting one foot in front of the other pretty soon. All of it?
I guess so. We'll just have to boil more for oatmeal.
I often don't have a fire in the morning. Sometimes I do, but when I travel with a stove, I use the stove to boil.
That's good. Excellent starting job.
Thank you, honey. This is the bear hanging apparatus, but we noticed this worked for our gravity filter. But they also have a bear safe storage area, which is where we put our food. I'm going to spin all the grinds to the bottom of the coffee container. Look at that, honey.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Huh?
I'm impressed.
I know there's a couple, so I poured them off into mine.
Oatmeal.
Instead of a hunting knife?
Missed. Thank you very much.
Could use a little more water, eh?
Yeah.
It always expands so much. Fine though. If the coals are too hot to pick up, fire's not out.
We bring these and for our cameras and food and stuff.
I just think they're going to be uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness, so light today. Without that mess kit. How's yours feeling?
Pretty heavy.
Oh, really?
Oh, keep going up. When you look this way, you can see per se rock.
what time did we leave?
I don't really know.
Like we left camp at 7:45. I think it was 7:45. Going way back down after going way back up. So it's only 3K to the road, but clearly it's going to be harder. Tori can't walk too fast on the downhills, and who the hell can walk fast on the uphills? So this 3K is going to take longer than we thought, and we might be a little late for our gear pickup shuttle driver. Hopefully he waits up for us. I think I hear a car. I hear the road. So I think we've made it on time to meet the guy. Man, this is going to be a heck of a lot easier without this pack on, eh, Tori? At first I was thinking like, oh, it's kind of a cop-out not to carry my pack right to the end. Yeah. But then it's just like, what's the point? It's way faster. We're going to get...
Why are we trying to be heroes?
Yeah, why are we trying to be heroes? We are crossing a road, and I mean, it's an added expense though to get somebody to come here and drive your stuff to the end. So he's picking, our truck is already at the end, and he's going to just pick up our gear, drive it to the end, open our truck, and put it all in our truck. So that way we can walk unencumbered the final 21K to Cap Gaspé. Hey, that rhymes. Cap Gaspé. 21K to Cap Gaspé. That's what me and Tori do today. Hey. Hello. Almost at Land's End.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Jim Baird, and that's my wife Tori. Yeah, good to meet you too.
You're all in one piece, safe and sound.
We are, yeah. All right, and here's where we're dumping our stuff.
I'm your Sherpa.
Cheating, yeah, and it's our Sherpa.
This stays amongst us though. Eh?
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody needs to know this stuff.
We'll just fake that we carried it the whole way. Eh? We'll just put newspaper in our packs and.
More or less. So what's that?
Yeah.
Beautiful view here from this access point where the highway travels through the national park, and this is going to be our last stretch to get to what they call Land's End. And the reason they call it Land's End is because it literally looks like the edge of the earth. So this is going to be really spectacular from what I've heard. I'm really excited, and a lot of people will decide to just basically start their trip here and just do that part and skip the part me and Tori did, but we had to be heroes and cross the entire park. So but this is likely, from what I hear, going to be the most amazing part. And because we've arranged for this shuttle to shuttle our gear to our vehicle at the end, hopefully we'll be able to do it a little quicker and a little more unencumbered. But we still have 21K to go today on top of the 3.2 we already did. So we still got our work cut out for us.
And there goes our gear. We just have our little packs, which are already starting to feel heavier than they should. And yeah, we're gonna bang off this last 21K.
So we're taking the Mont Saint Alban Trail.
Mont Saint Alban.
4.3 kilometers. No problem.
Well, that is some bear poo there. Looks like it's been eating rose hips and maybe some, I don't know, some other kinds of berries, or I don't know. There's not too many berries left, but it looks pretty fresh. It didn't taste so fresh, but that's because it's poo, so it's hard to tell from the flavor. Definitely not hot, so I don't think we're going to be coming up on a bear. But black bears are fairly common in here. So fortunately Tori has practiced up on her jiu-jitsu moves, so if we have an encounter she can just snap its neck with her legs like Riggs in Lethal Weapon. So that's why she's walking out front. Right, hon?
I don't know if I can snap a bear after my legs, but I can crush watermelon.
It's pretty, the forest in here, eh?
It is very nice.
That is a large cedar tree.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. They never grow particularly tall, but it's very wide. More bear poop. Small bear. It's clearly walking the same way as us because it's made another deposit. Looks like it's definitely eating rose hips. Yep.
Okay, so we have come to a fork in the road, or the trail I should say.
Ow! 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 I'm okay.
We literally just saw a man carrying a baby, so we should really suck it up here. And we are going to be going left to the Mont Saint Alban Loop. We're going left to the Mont Saint Alban Loop and to the observation tower, which is a 1.6 kilometer hike.
You have to jump into the woods. How far do you say you're above sea level?
I forget.
300 and something.
Height of the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
Oh my. I didn't even look that way. Look at this tree.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody did that to mark the trail originally, because there's a couple like that.
That's cool.
Just took the sapling and bent it, eh?
It feels like fall.
Yeah, we are headed for an observation tower that is built on top of cliffs near the sea. And we've gone up and up and up and up. Up some staircases, up some steep hills. It's leveled off a bit and I can see it, so I think we're getting a little closer. Here is the tower.
Merci.
Well, we have made it to the observation tower, and my goodness gracious, what an amazing view this is. Probably one of the best views in the world, I would say safely this is. Man, it's windy up here too. The wind's kind of howling, it's a little chilly, but we are 285 meters above sea level, which is the height of the Eiffel Tower is what they compared it to, and I suppose that kind of stays in line with the whole French theme here. Anyways, yeah, so amazing, very cool view, très belle. And that point, the end of that point, they call Land's End and that is where we're walking to next. So we still got a heck of a trek ahead of us, but yeah, we're walking to Land's End now, and that's going to be kind of the big climax of this entire trek across Forillion National Park. So man, this is really cool.
We're almost there. It's been quite the journey. Now for the descent.
It's like the bartender's just sitting there paying absolutely no attention to them. Chat an hour, and no one has come over. And by the way, or something, and then they leave, and as they're leaving, he says, "We know because we this in it." Well, juggling 6 guns.
Amazing.
Pretty much. Yeah, so we're in a part of the park that's incredibly beautiful. Definitely seeing some more activity today because there were a couple access points that you know, could get onto the backcountry trails a lot more easily. So some more day trippers. Anyway, so now the trails are still good, but now we're kind of headed into a bit more of a rugged section, right to the, you know, Cap Gaspé, which is the tip of the Gaspé Peninsula. We're feeling pretty good. We've done 11.5 clicks today. Legs, which is as much as we traveled on the first day all in, but we're not quite as sore because there hasn't been as much uphill. We don't have our heavy packs, and legs are feeling a little sore. Tori's knees holding up, and we're just enjoying every opportunity we can to just look out over the ocean. I haven't really spent time looking for whales yet, but that would be cool. And just basically enjoying this scenery is freaking spectacular. If you come to Gaspé, I feel like you gotta come and see this. You gotta come and see Land's End, Cap Gaspé. It's just freaking so amazing. It's kind of like almost like the figurehead. That and Per Se Rock are like the quintessential sort of landforms of the Gaspé Peninsula. But there's also other things, obviously the Bonaventure, the Matapedia, the Restigouche, other areas where you can go hiking. There's woodland caribou back in the mountains here as well. But anyways, yeah, we're just gonna keep basically putting one foot in front of the other, and hopefully eventually we'll be right at the absolute tip of the Gaspé Peninsula. So here is what that bear is eating. These are rose hips, and the skin is edible. They're filled with seeds. The seeds are actually edible. The seeds are actually edible too, but they're very hard. They can actually break your teeth, so you have to crush them up. But the rose flower grows out of here, and it's already grown and died. So those are wild roses, and that's why that bear's poop was that color.
Oh, look at all the seeds in there.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. The seeds can actually break your tooth, so if you're gonna eat them, you gotta really grind them. For more of like a survival food, but pretty good. Yeah, so we're just making our way to Cap Gaspé, right along the shoreline. But we just passed through the old homestead of Xavier Blanchette. It's a heritage building now because it was associated with the cod fishery in the Gulf of the St. Lawrence, which was the main activity and driving force behind the Gaspé economy for several centuries. A lot of the cod fishermen did some farming on the side as well. Cod drying racks, an old shack, and a gorgeous home, and a very cool ramp down to the water. What a view they had. Pretty cool. Just passed through a graveyard with a little bit of history. Some of them are relatively new. 1978 was the most recent one, but many, you know, back to the 1880s for sure. A lot of younger people didn't live as long on average back then, but also some people that lived into their 80s too. Trail goes right through it, but it just kind of paints a picture. It's sad, but it also paints a picture and makes you imagine, wow, what was life like then? Anyways, we just pulled up to the parking lot at Indian Cove, And we see our vehicle. There it is. Canoes have not been taxed. Cool. We plan to continue this way right to the tip. See a lot of adventurous type people in vans, small campers, people doing road trips, little side adventures, much like we are. Actually seems to be kind of a place where Appalachian Trail hikers, through hikers, day hikers, mountain bikers, trikers, psychers, and bikers, ikers maybe even, all like to come through here and enjoy the outdoors. Yep. Okay, back on the Appalachian Trail. Met up with our car. Now we're doing the last 4K in and 4K back. So we're on the last 8K and are going to reach the very end point of the Appalachian Trail, or maybe the very beginning point of the Appalachian Trail, whichever way you look at it. And looks like we might get some rain, but maybe no time soon. Actually, the sun burst through those clouds and it's warmed up a bit, and it's freaking absolutely beautiful. So the last stretch of the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah. Oh, got a fish. Hammered it. Oh yeah.
We go for a cruise by the water. Check it out. Roll it back up.
Getting it. Got him again. Oh yeah.
Shut it. It's not taking it fast enough.
1 kilometer left. Wasp nest. So obviously someone stepped right in that and got completely swarmed, and they put a whole bunch of caution tape. It must have been bad, but I mean, this is kind of cool because you can actually see sort of what it looks like, because half of it's eroded away, probably from when the person stepped on it, eh?
What were they doing walking all the way up there?
I don't know.
The trail's way down here.
Oh, they blew it hard. I feel like we're almost there, Tori.
I feel like we must be. It's getting windier.
We're getting there. I feel like it's less than 50 meters away.
Oh,
Windy.
you can tell it's getting narrower, the point, eh?
Yeah. The weather is getting dramatic. Remember that one aerial photo that they had on the old postcard? Yeah, Cap Gaspé. We have almost done it, Tori. En maison de merde.
Oh, it smells like it too.
Woo!
Wonderful first
Phew!
time.
Phew!
Cap Gaspé.
La maison de merde. Cool, look.
The lighthouse.
The lighthouse. Wow.
Look at that cliff over there.
Man, is it ever windy. Oh yeah. Anybody home? I told him I'd be here at 4:30. These lighthouse keepers.
It says 375 meters to Land's End.
Alright, let's do it.
Probably pretty epic view down there.
Well, I think we can see the
Waves.
cliffs that we're standing on top of.
Totally, yeah. All right, let's do this.
I mean, I don't actually want to. But
Me neither.
we have
I'm
to.
so broken. Yeah, we have to.
Okay, so we've come to what's called Gaspé Station, and now we're taking another steep set of switchbacks down to a little observation platform that is in actuality the Land's End, because it sticks out further east than anywhere else on the Gaspé Peninsula. And I think we're going to get a pretty cool view down there of the cliffs we were standing on. Me and Tori are feeling fairly sore, fairly broken. We've walked over 20K today. And we still have 4K to go, but we're thinking, what the heck, you know, we're going to freaking do it. So we made it this far, you know, but it's going to be a tough climb on the way back up particularly. Well, you gotta do it. Then you can say you've really been to Land's End. Super cool lighthouse that was. And the foghorn that's there actually still works. It's solar powered and it uses a sensor. And when it gets really foggy, the sensor triggers a super loud speaker system and sends out foghorns just to warn ships. You can imagine this would be a pretty treacherous thing to careen into. And what a beautiful spot to be stationed. In a lighthouse too, like amazing. But yeah, there's been a lot of work that's gone into preserving some of these old lighthouses because they're so cool and they have such a awesome nautical history. It's owned by Oceans and Fisheries Canada. I don't think by Parks Canada specifically, but I think they're the ones that keep it up. And you know, at one time they played a really key role in the safety of ships. Because you know, back then there was no GPS in these things, and so they needed these visual markers to kind of see their way. And you can imagine you're disoriented, you're coming through the fog, and that lighthouse can just completely give you your bearings and prevent you from slamming into Gaspé Peninsula. So pretty awesome. I'm sure there's more of an interesting story behind it too. It is windy here. Whoa, look at those waves.
We completed our 3-day trek across Forillion National Park, walked 45 kilometers, awesome journey, witnessed some of the best scenery in the world. I'd like to say we're finished, but we still have 4 more K to trek back to our truck, so we're just gonna take in this awesome view. Couldn't be a better endpoint to the International Appalachian Trail.
It's really windy. Look, yeah, I got them. Yeah, there's 3, they're all together.
Okay, we're heading back to our car.
There's the parking lot, Tori.
We're at the parking lot.
I'm feeling a fair amount of pain.
Me too. It's like my legs have just seized up. They knew.
Yeah.
My legs knew, like, once we were at the lighthouse, we were done, but
Yeah, but they
didn't
weren't
realize
done.
we had to walk
I got some pain in my
back to the car.
front of my ankles, bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
Overall
Yeah,
tired, but feel
I'm feeling
pretty
it.
good. About ready to be done though. What about you?
I'm ready to sit in
Yeah.
that car.
Ready to sit in the car.
Ready to drink a beer.
Ready to drink some alcoholic, refreshing alcoholic beverages, adult
Hopefully
beverages.
have a lobster tail tonight.
Yeah. Gonna go out for a good meal. Lobster.
Maybe we can get some champagne.
So shit, maybe.
Is that really pushing it, or?
Have you just come into a bunch of money you haven't told me about, honey?
No, we were just gonna eat and run.
And there's the truck. We did it.
On leaving Forillion National Park, we are saddened to learn of the forced relocation of the indigenous people who lived at Indian Cove on the park's incorporation in 1970. This serves as one of many examples that create a challenge to reconciliation between indigenous people and the Government of Canada. After driving a ways, we stayed at Lands O'Griffin Adventure Hostel, where we rented a canvas tent with a lot of space.
What do you think of our accommodations for the night, honey?
Pretty cool.
The next morning, I went down to the beach early, flew my drone over the breaking waves, and took in the sights, sounds, and smells of the ocean before the long drive home.